you. Like a pro.
Hello.
Bam, you did a great job.
Thanks.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Harmony Vintage Insider. This is my wife and the lovely talent. My name is Rick. We are Harmony Vintage, and we have had a week.
We have been very busy this week.
Oh, what was that? Oh, that was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes.
You did a great job last night.
Thank you. It was fun.
Bam! That was so much fun, wasn't it?
Yes.
What we're referring to is the Vintage Marketplace Ladies Night.
Yes.
It was from 4 to 8 last night. We had a table, a booth of kind of like this with molds and backdrops and transfers, and you made so many Christmas ornaments.
Yeah. I didn't make them.
Yeah, that's true. You didn't make them.
They made them, and they turned out great. I think people really were happy with the ornaments that they made.
You know what? I was kind of standing back and watching. First of all, you did a great job because you have such a kind and knowledgeable and just a sweet disposition that people just gravitate towards you. I've explained it as like your candlelight. You just want to be by the light. And so that's how you are. And then I watch people, and then I watch them be proud.
Yes, that was the best part. The big smile.
Yes.
Yes.
There's kind of a stand back, and they kind of just, you can see it hit them.
Right.
So if you came out last night, thank you very much. We had a good time.
A lot of people came out.
Yeah, Birthday Deb and her whole entourage of the Jericho girls were there. That was so fun to meet you guys. You guys made some great ornaments. It was a pleasure to meet you. Took some pictures.
Yeah.
Had a good time. Nice. But you got a lot of questions.
I did, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about today a little bit.
You got a lot of questions on molds in particular.
Yes, so we've done make and takes before, and we usually focus on transfers because transfers are one of the easiest ways to get started with the products, and they do have a lot of pop. Like I have a couple of examples here. And this is a transfer. The Santa on there is a transfer, and we had those available for people to use, and most people did actually. It's a pretty easy process. But then we also had a bunch of pre-made molds. They were made and they were painted, and people could glue those onto their ornaments. Here's an example of an ornament that has the mold glued onto it. Put that little nest on there. And I think people were just really excited. I don't think they really understood the possibilities or the potential that you have in using the molds. Right. And so that was kind of fun. But then we got a lot of questions. Like, how do you do it? So we thought we would talk a little bit about how you use the molds.
I think that's great. Kind of a tutorial of sorts on
I would say maybe an introduction. I don't know that it's a complete tutorial, but it is a good introduction to using the molds because they are very versatile, and there are lots and lots of ways you can use them. You can even use them like with sugar arts and things like that. But I've used them for decor. That's my experience, and that's what I'm going to talk to you a little bit about today.
That's awesome. So kind of give us a preview of what you're going to do. Okay,
so I have a couple of molds here that we're going to use, and I have 3 different products that I have used. There are more products, and if you use something that you really love, please comment and let us know what it is. It might be something that I try at a later date, but for now, I'm going to show today the IOD Air Dry Clay, and I didn't bring a package. I just have what I had here at home. I keep it in a jar, so it's, but it comes in a nice package when you buy it in the booth. Brick. Yes, and so I'm going to try Air Dry Clay. We're going to use some amazing casting resin. It comes in 2 parts. I'm going to show you how I do that, and I'm going to try this Mix2Mould. This is a powder that you add water to. And so we're going to just really quickly kind of walk through all three of those products and talk a little bit about the benefits and the drawbacks. I don't think there's a perfect product that works across all applications, but these three have
some work better
really
for
well.
some things than others. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Absolutely. So let's start with the air dry clay because we do sell this in our booth. We sell it online, and it is an IOD product.
And there will be a link in the comments.
Yes, I will put a link in there. So if you want to order some, you could. So we live in Colorado. It's a pretty dry climate.
Yep.
And so I have heard some people have some frustration with air dry clay because it seems at first a little difficult to work with. Like it feels almost too dry. So this is what I do. When I get my brick, it does come in a little brick. I get a mason jar or a glass jar like this, and I just break the whole thing into little chunks, probably about a 1-inch square. I put it all in there. I take a little spray bottle with some distilled water, and I just spray some water in there, put that lid back on, and just leave it until I'm ready to use it. Seems like that little bit of extra moisture kind of helps it to be a little more workable.
So results may vary. Dry climates, you might want to add a touch of water. If you're down south, you're probably fine. Right.
And that is something you can experiment with, because if you get too much water in there, it'll dry out. If you didn't get enough, then you can add some. It's a pretty forgiving product. So let me show you how I do it. So one reason I like to use air dry clay is especially on a rounded surface or an uneven surface. It's really nice because it's flexible. You can move it around, and also, if you're doing a project that's a little more intricate, where you're using a lot of molds, or maybe you just want to use a piece of a mold and kind of put them together, this product is just super flexible. And the other ones really aren't as flexible. So this one's great for that. Also, it's non-toxic, which is really nice.
Beautiful. We love that around here.
That's something that I love. Some drawbacks to the air dry clay. So,
we're and this is straight here.
This is what I hear most from people that they get frustrated with, is that it can shrink or crack a little bit on your piece. So let me actually go ahead and start doing this, and then I can talk a little bit about how you can deal with some of these issues. I'm using the Victoriana mold, and I'm going to do just this little piece right here because this looks like a piece that you might want to put on a rounded object.
Looks like trim.
It looks a little bit like trim. So what I'm doing right now, I'm using a brush, and I'm putting some cornstarch, just regular old cornstarch, into my mold. I'm going to tump it out a little bit, and you can see that it's white now, where it shows that cornstarch is in there.
So it's just like a dusting.
Just a dusting, yeah. You don't want to put too much in there. But what that does, it keeps the air dry clay from sticking. So it'll pop out really nice when you're ready to pop it out of the mold. So I just take one of my chunks, and this is like Play-Doh. It feels a lot like Play-Doh. If it's not feeling like Play-Doh, you might not have enough moisture. You might want to spray a little bit of water and work that in a little bit. And then I am just going to place it into the mold. And I might actually walk over here so you can see a little bit. We're kind of playing with the camera a little bit on this.
Camera?
I don't think so, because, okay, so I pressed it into the mold here, and IOD molds they call it a micro rim, and it's kind of cool. I'm hoping you can see this. When you pull your clay across that micro rim, you get a super clean edge. Look how clean this edge is.
So it's kind of cutting the edge and making it.
Yeah, so all those little details, they're not going to be all messy around the edges. So I'm going to go back and sit back down again so I can do this properly. But I wanted you to see that.
So when I was in the furniture business, we used to sell a lot of distressed furniture.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like people, if they understood the distressing process and what it was, they were okay with it. But if you didn't explain it, they could become frustrated. So this one does shrink. It can shrink. It can sometimes it can develop a small crack or something like that, and is probably best for contoured surfaces or uneven surfaces, or where a distressed look would add detail to the finished product.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's a really good explanation. It's a little fragile, so I would personally wouldn't use this on a furniture application because I wouldn't want it to get broken if it got bumped or something like that. So so mostly for decor, rounded surfaces, uneven surfaces, or a project that you're gonna just use bits and pieces. So here it is. I pulled off all the excess, and once I've done that, I always just give it like 3 little squirts and put the lid on, and just leave it. And I haven't had any problems with molding or anything like that. This has been in here for quite a long. This has been one brick that I've probably used most of this year. Like, it goes a long way. So so that's kind of cool. Let's see. So sorry, I have a lot to say.
You go. You're just charging on this one.
So when you're ready to take this out of the mold, which you do want to take it out while it's still wet, you don't want to leave it in there and let it dry. What I like to do is turn the mold all the way over like this, and then you're going to kind of roll the edge here so that kind of gravity helps you pull that piece out of there. And I'm working a little blind.
And it wants to come out of there, it looks like. It's coming
that's
really
because
raw.
I used that cornstarch. I've done this before where I forgot to put the cornstarch, and then you're like, ugh, you got to pull it out and start all over again. But how great is this? Look how
beautiful that is.
I'm going to come back over.
That is perfect.
I want you to see the great detail in this. And also how flexible it is. Like, you could put this on a curved surface.
Oh, nice.
A little jar, just any. It's a lot more flexible and bendable than it would be if you used one of these other products.
Nice.
Now,
that turned out so good.
I know.
So
that's the first time I did this one. I love that.
You would just glue that to the pot or to the bowl or to the can or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
So for me, what I like to do with the air dry clay is put it on my project right away. So I would go ahead and glue that on to my surface, and then put at least 1 coat of paint on it right away.
Okay.
And that kind of helps with the cracking. I haven't had a lot of cracking. I know some people do. I haven't had a lot of it. And when it has cracked, you could always go back and repair it with a little bit of air dry clay the next day, or it might become a part of your design, and you might actually like the way it looks. So, so those are some things to look out for with the air dry clay. I will say it does shrink a little bit. So I usually don't plan to complete my project until the next day when I can see, the shrinking, because you might have to go back in and paint
that makes
some
sense
spots.
Because the moisture is leaving the product.
Yes. So
that turned out great. Good job. Good job.
I love it. It's easy to work with, and for certain applications, it's really the best thing.
Anything else with that?
I think that's everything I wanted to say about the air dry clay.
What's next?
So the next piece is resin, actually. So resin, let's talk about some benefits and drawbacks to the resin. So what I've used is this amazing casting resin. It comes in a little box, has 2 parts, a part A and a part B. And when you mix these 2 together, that's what makes the resin harden. I buy mine at Hobby Lobby. I believe you can also buy it on Amazon. I don't know if there are other stores that carry it, but this is probably the most expensive option. But it is pretty great. I do use it quite. I've made a lot of these out of the resin. It also has a lot of chemicals. It's a little messy. I don't know, maybe you're better than I am, but I always end up getting something sticky and messy when I'm working with resin. That's kind of a given with it. You can buy different types of resin. Some take longer to cure, but this amazing casting resin from Hobby Lobby only takes 10 minutes. So
nice.
You pour your resin and wait 10 minutes and your piece is ready.
Excellent.
It can be a little flexible if you do it right away.
Okay.
Yeah, if you put it on your project right away, you can get some flex. It's not nearly as flexible as the air dry clay. It is the most durable of the items that I use. If I did this little bird in resin, so it's hard. I mean, you could drop it; it's not going to break. Even these tiny details, like this little branch, these aren't going to break off.
Okay.
So I think for furniture, I think this is a really good option.
This is good information.
Yeah. Thank you.
This is good information.
Thank you. That's what I'm hoping to kind of take a little bit of the mystery out of it. And you'll have to do your own experimenting. But this will give you a little head start. You can kind of know what to look for. I got really crazy with my cornstarch. But I am going to go ahead and just do a resin casting for you right now, just so you can kind of see in case you never have seen anyone do it.
So you don't use cornstarch on this one? You
don't need to use cornstarch.
There's no prep work.
No, your mold is good. My mold's a little dirty right now. I would clean it and dry it normally, but
if you weren't in the middle of a video?
Yeah, if I was trying to move a little fast. So the amazing casting resin comes with these little plastic cups. There are a lot of measurement lines on here. I like to use a little scale instead, because the most important part about the resin is that you want equal parts. So you have a part A and a part B. They need to be equal. Otherwise,
so you can measure by number or you can measure by weight, either one, but make sure you're using
accurate. Yes, be very accurate, because it either may not set up for you, or I've heard some people have damaged their molds by not mixing their resin properly. So be kind of careful with that.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Is that a heat activation? Or?
I'm not sure why it would do that, but I always shake mine up, especially this part B. The part B is a little more yellow and a little more liquid than part A. Part A is pretty clear. I decided I'm going to make another one of those little birds for you.
Do you want to move the camera a little bit?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to see super detailed, but what I'm telling you, it should be enough to at least get you started. You're going to have to do your own experimentation, and you might have a couple of fails while you're doing it. I've had fails, kind of frustrating, but that's kind of how you learn. So I take my first cup, I'll put it on my scale, tear my scale so it's at 0. I start with part A. On the IOD molds, they have put measurements on here for each piece, so you know how much resin to make. This bird says 10 grams. Since you're mixing 2 parts, you're going to divide it by 2 and do 5 grams of A and 5 grams of B. This is true. I have no idea why, but my measurements never, though I start with 10 grams, it overfills my mold. And maybe you could tell me what I'm doing wrong. I don't know, but
so you still do the desired amount, the amount they tell you to, and you just end up with a little bit extra.
I do, and then I usually pour.
Make extras.
Yeah, I'll do something. So
you don't want to waste your resin. You just want to make another smaller mold.
Yeah, that's what I try to do, because, like I said, resin is the most expensive of these options.
How much is a box?
I don't really remember. I think it's about $18.
That's what I was thinking.
That's just going off memory. I don't know for sure, and it doesn't ever go on sale.
Yeah, it's not part of the 40% off. We would
at
buy
least
it
not
off.
at Hobby Lobby. Yes. All right. So I'm gonna pour 5 grams, and it takes me. I gotta concentrate.
You're gonna finish that espresso.
Wow. And here's a little tip. I use these little. What are these called? I forget what these are called. Sorry, I can't. I'll put it in the notes when I think about it. But they sell these at Hobby Lobby. It can just kind of remove some of the, if you overfill it. Or
is it a baster?
It looks like a baster.
A little tiny turkey baster.
It's got a really easy little name, and for some reason, it's slipping my mind right now. But there's 5 grams of A. And now I'm going to put on my second cup, because you want to measure these out separately. And I'm going to do the part B.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
You're making this very clear.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people, I was surprised last night at the number of people who've never worked with resin. It's kind of a bit of a crafting staple, but
it looks so good.
It's a little intimidating to start with. I'm trying to hit that 5 grams. Oh, look at that. I nailed the 5 grams.
Bam.
Wonderful. That never happens. All right, so now I have my two parts. I'm going to put my lid on here so I don't spill this. Okay, so what we're going to do, the B side is a little more liquid, so I always pour B into A because it goes in there a little faster. I guess I didn't put it down as a drawback, but one of the drawbacks to resin is you kind of have to move a little bit fast. Once you mix those two together, I forget what the open time is, but it's not super long. If it starts to get thick, forget about it. You just kind of.
So you don't want to diddle daddle. You want to sit down when you have a few minutes to do this and just let it run.
Yes. So I am going to pour part B into part A.
That's a good tip. Then
I'm going to mix it really well. It says to mix it for 30 seconds. What I do is I actually look at my resin as it's mixing. When you first pour the B in, you can see the two parts. When they start to mix, it gets really cloudy. And then when it clears up again and it looks mostly clear, then that's when I pour it. So
that's when you're ready, huh?
Yeah, although you can also time it. Just make sure when you're stirring it to hit the edges and the bottom. You want to get it all mixed in really well. Stir. Yes. And so I'm not going to probably talk while I'm doing this because I got to concentrate again and I got to move fast. And I'm not a fast person. You can attest to that.
You know what? I wasn't going to say it. But
I like to normally move nice and slow.
I think pouring the more liquid part B into part A is a pro tip.
Yes. It might even say that. Helpful. It might say that in the instructions. But I'm stirring it. It got very cloudy. It's starting to clear up. I can start to see it.
There's a chemical reaction taking place.
Yes. And it gets hot, actually. You can feel the heat. I like to kind of hold my cup over the mold because that dark color lets me see when it's ready. And I think it's ready now. So I'm going to pour it. It should be very nice and liquid. I'm pouring it all into this bird.
Look how it wants to fill all the spaces.
Yes.
It goes on that beak. It just went all the way on that beak.
Yep. And I go kind of slow here on these little parts. Oh, I spilled a little bit. It'll be fine. When I overfill like that, I usually will use like a little X-Acto knife. I did have a little extra. I don't know why. It all happens that way every time I'm going to pour some of these little birds.
Oh, you're going to pour the birds. I can't imagine why.
I'm sure I'll find something to do with these little birds.
Nice. Good job. Get one more drop. There it is. Good job.
Now, the other thing with the resin is now this cup, rather than cleaning it, I let it sit and harden. Once it does, you can just pop it out. It's actually way easier than trying to clean it. The B cup you are going to have to clean out with a paper towel.
That's another good pro tip.
But yeah, I'm learning a little bit here and there.
Now, is this going to change colors as it dries?
This will. Maybe, yeah, you know what? Let me move this one here. I'll move this one forward. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but right now it's clear. And when it's finished, it's going to look just like this. It'll be all the way white. Now it's all the way clear, but when it's done, and I think it'll be ready by the end of this video, we'll be able to pop it out and show you.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So we'll see how that works. This one here. Okay. So the last product we want to talk about, we're going to let that one go, is the Mix2Mould. This is the newest one that I started playing with, and I really like it. Oh, yeah.
There it
starting
goes.
to turn white.
I don't know if you can see it.
I don't know. You can a little bit.
I think you can a little bit. Yeah.
It's and it always starts from the center
out.
So,
yeah, you can tell that's changing pretty good right now.
Yeah, I would move it over there, but I think I might spill it.
So. Let's just let it run. We'll show them in a minute.
Yeah.
But go ahead with your Mix2Mould.
Yes. So the Mix2Mould, I'm really enjoying this product. I just heard about it. I can't remember who was talking about it online, but I decided to give it a try. Let me get it. So it comes in a great big tub like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is 5.5 pounds, and I think it was a little over $30 for 5.5 pounds. It's a powder, and you add water to it. What are some of my, I've made a list of benefits. I think this is the most economical of all the ones that I've tried.
So if you do a lot of crafting, this would be a value.
Yes. So that's good. It is also non-toxic, just like the air dry clay. It's non-toxic. It has a longer open time. So you saw how fast I had to move with the resin. With this, you have a lot more time to work with it. I'm not sure.
A fast curing.
It takes an hour for it to cure. I mean, you can't work with it for an hour, but you do have a lot more time to play with it. Let me show you these. I made these with the Mix2Mould.
You want me to take them around?
They're kind of glass-like.
Yeah.
So they are breakable. That would be a drawback. You'd want to use these on a decor item, probably not furniture. They are not bendable at all.
Okay.
So definitely only for a flat application. You could take them over there if you would like. So this is from the Victoriana mold, and today's the first day that I cast these, and I love them. I think they're pretty amazing.
Look at this.
How pretty is that? Yes. Gorgeous.
How awesome is
I can't wait to play with painting it.
And then here's the other one.
Yeah, there are two of these medallions. This Victoriana mold is awesome. It has a lot of pieces to it. And
so the detail on these is spectacular.
Yes.
Spectacular.
So those are going to make some really amazing Christmas ornaments. I'll play with those later. On the back of this bucket, that you have your measurements. I think people get confused. I've heard people talk about being confused by these because it's not as exact as the resin, where you know how many grams you need. They just have extra small, medium, large. It's not super helpful. But this first one starts. It's 2 teaspoons of water to 2 tablespoons of the powder. And that's what I'm going to do right now. That's what I'm going to mix for you right now. So I just have a little cup. I like to have one with a pourable spout on it because, I don't know. Oh, I think I must have already put some water in here. Hold on. I'm start over because I don't remember how much water I put in here, and I don't want to mess it up. Although I will say that it's not like the resin where you have to be like, ooh, it has to be really perfect. What you want is a nice pourable liquid. So this, a very pourable, like it is going to be liquid, and you'll see that when I do it. So I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of water. Like that. And then 2 tablespoons of the powder. And the Mix2Mould comes with this little scoop in here. Where's my scoop? Oh, I already measured it. I forgot. I was all prepared. And
you were going for it.
So it comes with a scoop that is a 2 tablespoons.
Okay, so you don't do 2 of those, you do 1.
Yes. So there are 2 tablespoons in here. And then I put my water in first, and then I put my Mix2Mould powder in there.
That came out pretty clean.
Yeah, it does. And then you mix it. all up. I'm going to come over there and show you.
Your resin is really coming along.
It's very, very liquid. Look how liquid that is. Very liquid. Okay. And that's what you want. You don't want it to be chunky. You don't want it to be like pancake batter or anything like that. You want it nice and liquid. And I'm going to go ahead and pour one of these. And
that is liquid, isn't it?
Yeah, super like liquid. But it's so great because it gets that detail just super perfectly.
Details. Oh, look at that. Filling in all those little details.
Yep. So
that's fantastic.
So there's that one. I think I can get this one too. Let's try it.
Try it?
Yep, gonna try it. We'll see. I have added, like gone back and added. This one might not make it all the way, but that's okay. I can add some more to it.
So if you didn't have enough, you could pour more over the top after this dries. And they roll
I wouldn't even wait till it dries. I would just go ahead and mix some up and pop it in there. We're going to let these sit, the finished one, we're going to let it sit for about an hour.
Okay.
And then it'll pop it out. I did these this morning. It took about an hour. Yeah. They're nice and hard and great. I do want to show you, I did one with my extra, those little birds that I did. I did one in resin and one in Mix2Mould.
Okay.
Here's my resin bird.
Perfect.
Yep. And here's my Mix2Mould bird. The tail broke right off as I was taking it out of the mold. So the Mix2Mould is not good for some of these more fine detail molds. Like I tried to do the bird, the branch broke off. So if it has like these tiny little thin details, it's not good for that.
So Mix2Mould is not good for a mold where there's going to be weak spots.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's much better for this. I mean, I could still use that. I could glue it and you wouldn't notice, but I probably won't use it for things like that because I don't really like that.
So resin is best for those small, weak areas.
Resin or air dry clay, that's fine with it too, because with the air dry clay, you glue it on right away and you're not letting it bend and move around.
Nice.
So
that was very informative.
Was it?
Yes.
I learned wanted a ton. It to be. Oh, good.
I don't know this stuff very well, and I learned a ton. So I would imagine our friends who know much more than I do about this stuff took a lot more than I did, but I learned a ton. So good job. Good.
Well, and like I said,
quite the teacher.
Last night I was getting so many questions. It kind of surprised me because I thought people might be more familiar with these. But then when I realized that they weren't, I thought, you know what, let's talk about it a little bit and let's do some demonstrations.
Well, I think we've done the transfers there a couple of times and people have an idea, they have an idea of the transfers and people said it reminded them of when they were kids and they would do the rub-offs and stuff like that. But the molds were a different animal completely.
Yes.
And I think still they raised the level of my, I don't know what you would call that. When I work with molds, I feel like I do better than I did. You know what I mean? They raise the level of my product. Yes, the molds really are beautifully detailed. Yes. They're, I don't know. It was cute. There was a little girl who came and she just fell in love with these tiny little birds. And she put some of those on her ornament. She used all of them. She did. She's like, I'll take all of those. But yeah, I don't know. They're just really beautiful. And that we did some of these little frame pieces and people put a transfer inside the frame and made an ornament. They are so versatile. There was so people that came up that felt very comfortable with their level of talent and they were proud of the products they made. There were people that were very kind of intimidated and inhibited about what they were doing. But when they finished, they were like, wow, I did that. And they wrapped it and they held them with pride. Yes, did you see them? I did. You put them in a little bag and they held them with pride. They're like, see what I did? I made this. That's it. It was cool. It was very cool. You were amazing because I think you were going out there finding the people who weren't inclined to just walk up on their own. And there were a few people who were pretty hesitant that you encouraged to try it. And I think they were really happy that they did. think everybody was very happy they did it. I don't think anybody did it and then went, never do that again. I think they were encouraged, and I think everybody left feeling good about trying something new too. There's a feeling, it's one of the best feelings when you make something you didn't know you could make, when you do something you didn't think you could do.
Yes.
There is a really great feeling inside that comes from that. And I saw a lot of that last night.
I did too. Now, I did have my samples there, and I have to admit there was one lady who was like, nope, not going to try it, but I'll buy one of those. So
she was straight up too.
She was.
And she had good taste because she bought the best one.
She did. She bought your favorite one.
She bought my favorite one.
So anyway.
That was awesome. Anyway, tremendous job. Are you going to try and pull out that bird before we go?
Oh, yes. You know what? I forgot. Let's try to pull this one out. I think it's mostly done. Now it's all the way white.
I think we're pushing it.
And it's a little, well, you know what? I don't think it is ready.
Oh.
It is a 10-minute time.
Okay.
It turned all the way white, but it's not releasing because it's still a little too wet.
Okay.
Or a little too soft.
So when it is
sorry about that.
done, it will release.
Yes.
Yes.
I did this one this morning, and it popped right out of there.
Nice.
So
that was awesome. And you can put all the notes in the thing.
Yes.
Please, if you have questions on molds, on transfers, on stamps, on anything IOD, please reach out. We will get back to you. If you have something that you would like to see a tutorial or an information, what did you call this? Informational transfer?
It was an introduction to molds.
An introduction.
Yes.
Please let us know. We're here to help. If you buy the products and have a question, or if you're thinking about buying the products and have a question, let us know. And we'll get a video out to address it, or send you an email or call you or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of what we do. You had a tremendous week. You did so good last night. I was so proud of you. You made people feel so at ease in that uncomfortable place where they're putting their talent on display. And then all of them came away feeling proud of themselves.
I really think they did.
They did. It was beautiful to watch people be that excited about things they'd done. So tremendous. Good work.
Thank you.
Good work. That's it, I think.
I think so.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I hope you use the molds. Hope you have some clear understandings about the clay and about the resin. Oh, there it goes.
It's starting to come out. Let's see if we can get them out of there.
The clay, the resin, and the Mix2Mould. Oh, there it is. You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
Bam! Good job.
all
there it is.
done. I have to trim this off because I overfilled it, but it looks pretty great.
An amazing detail.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend. We'll see you. We love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.